if you come on our show, something good happens.
Hosel bump.
Hosel bump, and you're in the NHL, or you're at Barstool full time. Come on.
Yeah.
If you're watching this right now,
When the interview dropped, we talked about Dubé, and the next night Dubé scored a hattie. Yeah.
it's called the Hosel bump. That's
Hosel
on
bump.
the Hosel. It's on the Hosel.
Can I get one of those?
Ready? We're back again for another podcast. This is episode 69. My name is Drew Coaster. I'm your host. Different lineup today, as we got no Troy, unfortunately. This is a big pod. I miss my bro, but we're joined by back in the saddle again, picking machine, Danny H.
Boys, what's going on? It's a little different here without Troy.
Yeah, it's a little sad. I miss him. Don't worry, bro. You're still the co-host. You know what? But we are joined yet again. He's been on a few times, getting his feet wet. Still a little nervous. That's was a mic check. Ripper 89, the Ripper. Turn it up on your
Ripper 89. Where'd you get 89 from?
Is that your number? Is that your dad's number?
89.
89.
I don't know. What's going on? How you doing? Come on the show again.
Good to be back.
Absolutely. Okay. As always, quick reminder that this is a Nissan-driven podcast located at 1111 Broad Street. If you ever need an oil change, car wash, brand new car, just do it today. Drive Nissan Regina. They're on Instagram. Check them out. Pretty cool. Over to Danny H. What are we recording from?
Over at Divots Indoor Golf here on Rochdale. I don't have the card on me. What's it? 68 something. Everyone knows where Divots is. If you don't, just look it up. They're not open now, but next season. When we think of next season?
Yeah, probably mid of October.
Yeah, October.
I think, yeah, it's a great place to play golf. 7th grade sims. The
Good
food's
vibes.
great.
Good vibes.
The food is great.
Yeah. Let's check them out when they open up.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
What's
We
going
got
on?
like a round table here. I don't have a ton of notes right now, but I want to know first up, Danny. I want to talk to you. Obviously, how was your weekend? What's going on? What's new? Yeah.
I feel like every week we talk about this, it's just the same thing. Nothing. Haven't done anything. Obviously, with the restrictions and whatnot, I can't do much. So, I don't know. I've just been drinking on the weekends and
You sound like you have a sore throat.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's a touchy subject.
Yeah, we
touchy
can't talk about
subject.
that.
Very
on air.
touchy.
You had some Vicks. You should.
No, nothing's new. Nothing's new. What about you?
A lot of golf. Hands are a little sore.
Where'd you golf? Where'd you guys golf today?
We're at a club here in town, hitting some wedges, putts.
No name drop or what?
Yeah. Content. Yeah. We just played 3 par 3 holes and it was a good time. That's what I did
Nice.
today. But this weekend I watched a lot of golf. Was there hockey on? No, I don't think I watched any hockey at all. Work's been good, been busy. But Rip, what about you?
Not too much, just doing same old. I finished school last Thursday, but I guess the only thing that changed is golf courses are open, so I've been at the range and the course the last few days.
How was school?
It's a battle.
What are you, year 2?
Yeah, I just finished year 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Year 2. So do you want to tell people where you play hockey and stuff?
I play hockey.
All right, moving on here. So no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. You can tell one.
Oh, I don't know.
He plays for the Cougars.
Yeah.
University of Regina Cougars, forward number, what number are you, 15?
Number 17.
Number 17 in
Wendell
the
Clark.
program and in your hearts. So
Yeah.
17
There's
in your hearts.
16 people better than me in your hearts.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Turner Player. He's going to jump on once in a while. We'll see how he does today on TV because that could be might be gone, bud.
Yeah, they left you guys left the paper bag at home.
Okay, let's talk about these 7 Canadian teams. Hockey talk here. A Leaf fan. You have a team?
No team.
All right, no team. He's a no team. He's kind of like me. Just love the game, watch it, analyze it. 'Cause I'm a dork. Let's talk about first up the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't have any of the top 10s right now, or what their last 10 games are. But Danny, you've been watching lots of Leafs hockey.
Yeah, they won 2 straight. And you just said you didn't watch the game on the weekend, eh?
No.
Oh, well. can't really talk about then.
Well, how was it?
It was good. It was like a playoff game, and they were hitting lots. It was against
The Jets
Winnipeg.
game, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I did watch the one game. Yes, I did. Sorry.
And Nick Ehlers and Joe Thornton were just going at it all
Oh,
game.
yeah,
Did you see
yeah.
that?
Jumbo was heated.
Yeah, he was
mad.
I wish I would have heard what he said, or Ehlers would have said, because he was like pissed. Like,
Either's.
Yeah,
like-
the clip in the penalty
Yeah,
box.
just like-
He's like, whatever, Jumbo.
yeah,
whatever.
Joe just kept going on, and Ehlers didn't even want any of it. So, no, that was pretty cool because they'll eventually probably see each other in the playoffs. So, getting that playoff atmosphere ready to go here. 8 games left now for the Leafs. So, yeah, it's been good.
Absolutely. Well, and the Leafs are 5-3-2. Got it on my trusty.
Yeah, they're
Phone.
hot. They're hot, right?
So yeah, they're hot.
That's
Yeah,
still what the segment's called,
5-3-2,
yeah.
2-game winning streak. Yeah, the hot or not. Man, I'll be completely honest with everyone watching right now. Like my notes today are Bush League.
I didn't see any notes. Fine.
It's a lot of staggered. Like there's like I made a weird tree on there, but anyways, doesn't matter. Okay, Oilers, 6-3-1, 1-game winning streak.
I
Thoughts?
think they're doing well. They're 1-game winning streaks against the Jets, correct?
Sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they played a real good game then. I think that they dominated most of the game.
Yeah, they play well. They chip pucks in deep.
Pucks in
and,
deep. Just get the red line, fish checks, and get pucks on that.
All right. Danny, let's go back to you. The Jets, the Winnipeg Jets. I like them. I'm a huge fan of them. Start of the season, I said they do well. I basically right all the time. So I'm terrible at my stats and everything else. But
No, Winnipeg's. Yeah,
They're great.
I mean, they've lost. They always lose the Leafs. I don't know. It's weird. The Leafs will play like Ottawa and Vancouver, and they'll lose. And then they play the Winnipeg Jets, and they second place team, they win. I don't get it. But yeah, I don't know. The Jets, they've been hot. I'll call them hot, even though they lost twice to the Leafs. They've kind of balanced some injuries now, so we'll see how that goes.
yeah, they're a good team. I like them. Like down the stretch,
They're a big team, too.
They're big. They're heavy.
Ever see them live,
Yeah.
like in the last few years?
Just like the first year. No, not last year.
No.
How
Yeah,
long have
they're-
they been around now? They've been back for what?
2010, probably like 10 years. No, 10 years is
Oh
this
yeah,
year.
any stat we say is completely wrong. So check it while you're watching.
Just Google it.
10 years is this year because they got the
Oh, right.
X
Yeah.
on the logo or whatever the hell it's called.
Yes, I was there 10 years ago, and the place is buzzing at all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Atmosphere is
Wow.
unreal. Okay, Turner, the Montreal Canadiens, 4-6-0, 1-game winning streak.
I would say they're not hot, but also they're missing some key pieces. I know Gallagher's out. I don't know. If
Big
Price,
fan of his.
Yeah, big fan of Galley. And Price, I think he's still out too. Like those are 2 big pieces.
Well, the best goal in the world.
Yeah, best goal in the world and one of their best forwards, heart and soul of that team.
What's that line from Miracle? You just put the best goalie on the bench, or best goalie in the world on the bench, and then they just go in that. Lydia's Tritiak.
You score on
Yeah,
Tretiak, you keep that puck.
Because it don't happen often.
What does he say? Tritiak's like on the bench. He's like, just put the best goal on the bench. He's just like this.
Little turtle
He's been
head.
his bread and butter for the last 2 decades. All right, Miracle on Ice. Check out the movie. It's probably my favorite movie.
Yeah, top sports movie ever, probably.
Okay, Calgary Flames. We'll go with both of you guys here. Thoughts on them?
No, they're not hot. They
Nope.
No.
Well, they lost to Montreal. They need to win the last game against Montreal they played in order to get close. Now they're what, 4? You just had the standings up. But
Just closed it.
Yeah.
I think they're 4 points now behind.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So they need that one to beat Montreal to get closer to a playoff spot. And they won't make the playoffs. But yeah, anyways, they're not hot.
Turner, thoughts on the Flames?
They are cold. They haven't been very well since their coaching change since Sutter came in.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Setters, though. I'm a huge fan.
it's a hard ass.
No, I'm actually a huge fan of the Setters, but like Turner, there's a
Yeah, I know the inside
yeah,
joke.
the inside
You should
joke.
just say
there.
it now because
Well, I feel we can't say it because like if I don't have like whatever down the road and I'm just shit coach,
Brent Sutter, the PJ.
yeah, there you
I'm
go.
just a bad
Kosher's
coach.
the Brent. You came up with it. What'd you say?
Coach is the Brent Sutter of the PJ.
There you go. Now it's out
Lo-
there, Drew.
the London Knights of the PJ.
All right, the Canucks and Senders. Thoughts?
Do we even have to talk about them?
Sure. Well, I don't know. I think aren't the Canucks?
I don't
playing
know.
pretty
Well, you don't really want to talk to the Nucks because the Nucks swept the Leafs
Hey,
last
come
week.
on, come on,
Oh,
keep it down,
really?
keep it down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When they had half their team out.
I
remember?
know that was
That's
embarrassing.
intense.
Sure, we'll go hot. I'll go hot then, from my point of view.
Considering they had what
Well, they're
27
still,
days off.
It was like
Yeah.
a full month and
I know. Then it came
3
out.
practices, maybe 2 practices, and
It was embarrassing.
9 regular forwards. Yeah.
Who's the other team? Ottawa.
Ottawa.
Oh yeah. Sorry, no, that was like not sure. But
No,
like,
that was me.
that should. Oh, okay, Ottawa.
Let's let you answer it.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't watched enough hockey of Ottawa to play to like judge. I don't know. I hate watching them play because the rink just don't like it. I'm watching home and I'm just like
Falling asleep.
yeah. At least like I feel like when the Leafs play, it's in tight. When the others play, the camera's in tight. You guys understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it,
Sometimes
yeah.
like Buffalo, granted they're bad, but it's just like it's like falling asleep because it far down the far side and
That's like a lot of the American teams, though, yeah. It's like
not a lot of passion.
No.
You know? Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Oh, you have some breaking news, Turner? You want to break or what?
Oh, friend and guest of the show, Cole Lind, is up with the big squad. He was moved to the taxi squad 2 weeks ago when they had their COVID problems, but he gave me a text I think 2 nights ago, and he said he's up with the big squad.
Wow. Congrats, Cole Lind. We're going to say right now, if you come on our show, something good happens.
Hosel bump.
Hosel bump, and you're in the NHL. You're at Barstool full time. Come on, Frank Fleming.
Yeah.
If you're watching this right now,
We
welcome.
when the Lind interview dropped, we talked about Dubé in it. The next night, Dubé scored a hattie.
go to Hattie.
Yeah.
It's called the Hosel bump. It's
Hosel
on
bump.
the Hosel.
fuck.
It's on the Hosel.
Can I get one of those?
Okay, off to the PGA Zurich Classic little teams event this past weekend. Team Mullet. Danny shaved his mullet off. He had a
Yeah,
sick
it's
mullet
gone.
going, but the Team Mullet of Mark Leishman and Cameron Smith won it quite the weekend. I'm a huge fan of team golf. I'm way better when I have a partner to rely on. Do you guys watch any of the golf at all this weekend? Dan?
No. No.
I watched a little bit of it, but I like when they change up the formats.
Yeah.
Like it's more fun when you get, and you know what, you get to see more of the personalities on, like obviously the Team Mullet there. They rode with it and
Yeah.
people loved it.
Well, and the other thing too is like in 2021, what is it? President's Cup, and then President's Cup held in 2021, and then the Ryder Cup's in 2022. Might have messed that up. I'm sure I'll be on the phone with someone tomorrow about it. But like that was probably a good chance for like guys like Padraig Harrington and Steve Stricker to like go watch and recruit guys like, hey, like, or like see who's like the best players coming up for next year to play in the Ryder Cup or whatever it is. I liked the event. It was good. Those two boys went to town. They were hitting it King Kong, Donkey Kong long. Is that how it goes? Donkey Kong long?
Something like that.
Yeah, she hasn't watched any golf though.
He said he
A
did.
little bit.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Deadly. Okay, we're off to the Valspar Championship, which is in Palm Harbor, Florida. Packed field. You boys seen the field yet?
Nope.
How about
Quite the golf club podcast.
What's that?
Nope. Yeah. I said quite the golf
Oh,
podcast.
I thought you said, can I just get off the podcast now?
Can I leave?
All right, see you guys later. No, I thought you would have looked at this at least. Like, leaderboard's
Let's see
pretty
it. You
easy.
got your phone out. Let's see. it.
Abe Answer.
Is that good?
You ever heard of him? Top player in the world. One of the top players. This list, it was a lot better looked at the first time.
Is Corey Connors on there?
I hope so. He's playing so well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's had a good year.
Yeah, Corey Connors. Anyhow, Mackenzie Hughes, Canadian,
So where are they playing again?
in Florida.
Florida.
In Florida, the course looks sick.
Copperhead course.
Copperhead Road. What a tune. Okay, before Dan jumps in, I want to ask the boys. Obviously, you guys have seen some content probably of me golfing already, but you boys been playing golf yet, Danny?
I was gonna go to the drive range last week, but I ended up helping a buddy's dad with a roof and working on a roof, so I didn't do that. But I gotta go soon because me and my buddies are a few of my other buddies are talking about going to the Goulet here soon, just to start off an easier
I
course.
bet you were. I didn't get a text or anything, so it's cool.
It wasn't me that asked; it was someone else. But yeah, I think we're gonna go to the Goulet this weekend and start off a little easier course for me, and hopefully get the confidence up. And
Absolutely.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah,
Because I'm not jumping in. I'm not the guy that's gonna jump into Deer Valley first round of the year.
but you gotta.
No,
You gotta
I'll
see
lose
where you're
about
at.
100 balls. Then that'll be it.
What kind of balls though?
No, I'm not buying the best ones this year. That's for sure.
We're gonna use
Taylor made.
TaylorMade.
TaylorMade.
Just hat. TaylorMade hat.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Oh. Okay, that was good. You just boop, boop.
It's like a commercial.
You ever see?
When I made the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not fucking leaving.
or super bad.
Superbad.
When they're like they're like sleepover. He's like, that's unreal. Okay, Turner golfing.
I've had 2 rounds already. The one was on Thursday afternoon when it was like 40-kilometer winds.
Yep.
So I had to battle the elements there, and then good catch.
Good mitts. Picked a machine.
Athlete. And then I played at the Royal yesterday,
What'd you
Monday. 84, 81, not the greatest.
shoot? Oh, I'll take that for first couple rounds of the year. Come on.
Damn, I'll buy those right now
Yeah.
for you. Yeah,
Yeah, give me that
$100 on you?
scorecard. No,
yeah,
it's
I
not bad.
got to test out my new TaylorMade irons.
TaylorMade player. Only TaylorMade player is allowed to be on a host show.
Yeah,
So
unless you're a guest.
unless you're, yeah, unless you're a guest, especially if you're a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Yeah.
I haven't played yet. I've only played
Playing tomorrow.
once, and then I'm playing tomorrow with Turner.
Where are you guys going?
Roller John.
Oh, okay.
Home track.
Home track, and we'll play there. We felt good today. We did a ton of content. Like we were like filming, like we were like holding like, if you have a what's it called, pop socket, is it called on your phone,
Yeah, in the back.
and you're filming, you need a pop socket. I was like trying to film today. I was like, God, I need Christian. God, I need Christian. I was like, this is hard. I'm shaking. Got all my bad angles in there. I'm like, oh God. Oh yeah.
You had to
Yeah,
walk the
breathing. Someone says, hey, who's working on the background? It's just me walking. Yeah. So that was a battle. But playing tomorrow. Really excited. Yeah. Well, before we get to our guest today, I know Danny's just itching here. What's going on? Yeah. No, new
Segment?
30 bit new segment. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a new segment I came up with. It's called In the Doghouse with Danny H.
Ooh.
Cue Hey, cue the song. Who let the dogs out?
Oh, who?
So
let
just-
the
Yeah, stop. Just gonna be 5 random questions. It could be sports related, non-sports related, whatever.
sports? Hey, it's me, Tony.
So the first one I got for you guys, it's called Start Bench Cut, PJ edition. So I'm gonna name 3 players.
Don't name any of the players previously that I'm coaching.
PGA, you
PJ,
meatball.
PJ.
Oh, is it
PGA.
PJ?
Okay, Brent.
PGA. That's why I said golf edition.
Sorry.
Anyways, so start bench cut. I'm gonna name 3 players. Yeah, pick 3, right? Who you cutting? Who you starting? And who's on the bench? So we got Phil Mickelson, Rory McIlroy, and Jordan Spieth. Let's go to you first. Then.
Me?
Rip.
Yeah, he's.
You ready? Trying to think.
I forgot the 3 guys already.
I'm doing math. Like,
So Phil Mickelson.
Like currently?
Yeah, just straight
We'll
up.
go
right-
currently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say there's a tournament coming up. Who you starting?
Spieth starting.
Spieth, yeah.
I think that's an easy one.
yeah, I like
He's-
that
he's-
actually.
that's the easiest one to go with.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then
Who you cutting? Who you-
Phil and Rory. Wow.
That's a tough one.
Do we cut? We can't cut the TaylorMade guy.
I'm cutting Phil. Sorry, Phil.
See, Phil, love the Aviators though.
Yeah,
I would agree with you.
Okay. So okay.
Yeah,
then you're cutting-
there's no controversy there.
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
So another one for start bench cut. Now we got food style. And I thought of Drew when I came up with this one.
He's like everything with cheese and butter. Oh, great,
Okay,
I'm screwed.
we got poutine, hot dogs, or pizza for start
Oh.
bench cut.
Okay, starting with a poutine for sure.
Start,
Yeah, starting poutine. What's the one?
then hot dogs and pizza.
No, what's the word though? Cut,
Yeah, cut or bench.
cut pizza and
Cut
bench
pizza.
hot dogs.
Wow.
Big hot dog guy.
Starting poutine. I had one from Burger King today. Wagon.
Yeah.
And then
No free ads.
I am. I'm cutting hot dogs.
Yeah, I'm cutting hot dogs.
Yeah, and benching pizza.
Yeah, why not?
Wow, they're all so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thing. Those are mine. This is a cool game. This is fun.
Okay, so my
Set.
next question here: how many cups? So we're gonna go hockey edition. This one. How many cups does Bobby Orr have? 2, 3, or 4?
2.
2.
Yeah, you guys are both right.
I knew
Ding,
it
ding,
wasn't.
ding, ding,
I
ding.
knew it wasn't more than 3. Because
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, he was battling injuries.
Yeah.
Right? Bad knees. Right?
Yeah.
bad knees. Guy's a
Okay.
sick player though.
I didn't think you guys were gonna get that. That was good.
Well, I knew. Well, was he playing when when Don Cherry was coaching there? I remember watching.
Yeah,
He was.
yeah. They
yeah.
never won with.
Yeah, they
Jerry,
never
though.
won with Cherry though.
No. Okay, what else I got here? Oh, I got a little movie edition here. Classic or not? So I'm gonna name 3 movies. Are they classic or not? Okay, we got Moneyball. Start up with that one first.
Classic.
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 That's
Legendary. Legend. Wait for it. Daly.
Okay, Youngblood.
Classic.
Classic. I love that one.
That's a good one. And
Tea with Miss McGee.
this might be this is just an easy one. Then longest yard. Is it a classic or not?
No, it's not.
No?
Because when I watch it, I'm like, yeah, it's on, but I'm not going my way to watch it though.
Okay.
I would agree. That's a funny movie though.
Oh yeah, it's up
The
there.
one-liner.
The trios.
No.
All right, yeah, this is awesome.
Okay, we got one more left for in
Dang,
the
oh.
doghouse with Danny H.
Danny
This
H.
one is who'd you rather have on your team? So we're going hockey edition on this one. We got Leon Draisaitl, Mitch Marner, or Nathan McKinnon.
I can answer this one for him.
McKinnon.
Yeah.
Yeah, all day.
I was going to say the least amount of, like, holy crap. Well, who he doesn't want? Drat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm not a Leon guy. You know, that's.
Would you pick Draisaitl over Marner? I think I'm keeping Marner.
I don't know.
I'm the
Marner's
least
good,
guy,
too.
though,
Now
so
I'd have to think about that one.
yeah, I'm
I don't
biased.
know.
This is that same one, right? Like cut one, bench one, and
No, this one. Who would you rather have on
Oh,
your team?
Who'd you rather have? Yeah.
yeah, McKinnon for sure.
Yeah, McKinnon for sure. I think. Then I'm going Marner because I'm a Leafs fan. Cut Draisaitl. Without McDavid, I mean, who's Draisaitl? No,
Well,
he's still
Well,
a pretty
it's-
good player.
it's
He's
tough
still
to
a good
say.
player. He's still a pretty
I
good
mean,
player.
didn't they,
You don't get
they
120
both-
points by accident.
No,
That's good though.
I mean,
That is good.
Draisaitl does
Mic
have
drop.
more points than both those guys. So
Yeah. No,
McKinnon's
they're-
more of a team guy, I think. But
I just like to hang out with McKinnon
He's
every
a
day.
horse, too.
yeah,
If I was on his team, dude, I would hang out with him all day.
Well,
He'd be like, "Nah, you're fourth line, dude. I'm away."
McKinnon's fought before. Like, and all that, so he's
Yeah.
a horse.
well, that's the first time we did this segment in the doghouse with Danny H.
Well,
How'd
then,
it go?
hold on there, Dan,
Okay.
because you know what? I can smell Turner's breath from here. That in the doghouse, right?
Yep.
In the doghouse with Danny H is brought to you by Bruges. I know everyone watching and listening, it's time for you to throw away the old Bic toothbrush, the wiry one you get from the dentist. It's time to use Bruges. They are unreal. Clean tongues, clean mouths, clean teeth, everything's with Bruges. Check them out today, social media at Bruges, BRUUSH on Instagram, Twitter. Dude, that was
I was gonna say
right in my brain.
right before you started that, I was gonna be like, "Yeah, I need a sponsor for this," but you just
We
teed
just
up
got it.
there. There we go. Good job.
Here, let's do this. Pop mics. Okay. We have a great guest on today. You know what? We didn't want him at 1. We didn't want him at 185. We needed him now. And we got him. Now, we always wanted him on, but we got him now. Episode 69.
I feel like that's a good number for him for his episode.
He is legendary and a weapon. Yeah. What? Yeah. Dale Vallely. Episode 69, fellas. You know, Troy's not here, unfortunately. I know he would have a lot to say. Yeah. Thoughts, boys? I mean,
Well,
it's
just
a beauty.
I think we'll just put her on and we'll talk about it after.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that for sure. Okay, there it is. Episode 69, Dale Vallely. Hope you guys enjoy it. Alrighty. Well, this is an interview that everyone has been waiting for. We're pleased to be joined by a longtime junior phenom, pro golfer, and now currently having quite the career as a professional caddy for Abraham Answer, and is literally a hot dog eating machine, the creator of the pork missile. With all that said, we are pleased to have join us today my cousin, feels like Turner's long lost cousin, the dog father, Dale Vallely.
Happy to be here, boys.
Dude, that was an under
Happy to
intro.
be here.
How good was that intro? Sick.
That was a pretty good intro. I was waiting to see what you had in store.
Yeah.
And
All
yeah,
right.
I know you got your stuff. I know you got your sheet there. I know you're gonna be prepared.
Oh, I got lots of notes here, lots of homework. Called your bro. I actually texted Auntie on Facebook. Oh, it was this was a lot of work, Dale. I'm not gonna lie to you. So
Yeah. Well, that's why you had 21 days.
all right, okay, let's get right into it here. First off, I mean, what's new with you? Obviously, crushing dogs, pork missiles. I guess where are you now, and what's going on?
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been stuck up in Canada for the last couple months working on my visa, which I'll end up getting sorted sooner than later. But just in the meantime, just watching golf, playing golf, and doing some hot dog stuff on Instagram. It's kind of taken off a little bit, which is nice with all the support I've had locally, Canadian, international. I mean, everywhere. It's been crazy. So thankfully, I've got that, and I'm working on getting back sooner than later. And once I do, I'll keep doing this, but focus on my real job, and that's caddying.
Awesome, man. Well, Kale, I do want to backtrack this thing as always. Like, you know, this is why we're a little different. We want to go way back. You know, Medicine Hat days, growing up, playing other sports, hockey, the BP Royals, I believe it was. Talk about some hobbies that you were doing. Just talk about, a young Dale Vallely.
A young Dale Vallely was get into as much trouble as possible and not go to school as much as possible. And that was easy because you could golf every day during the day. But yeah, I used to play quite a bit of different sports, hockey and golf specifically, but golf took over pretty quickly. My dad passed away at a young age, and he was kind of not forcing me into hockey, but liked me playing hockey. But golf was always the passion, and kind of, I mean, it always is and always will be, and I don't think it's going anywhere. And that's kind of really all I've ever done is golf. So young Dale Vallely was getting in trouble, but trying to stay out of trouble at the golf course at the same time.
Before Turner jumps in here, explain the straight curve on your stick.
Well, I used to use that. That's just because I didn't know if I could play right or left-handed. But I soon realized I was right-handed.
Instead of paddle.
Yeah, like
right.
Wayne Gretzky.
Okay.
Little Wayne.
Never heard of him. You guys pretty good.
Yeah,
All right,
good.
so off the record here, Coach was saying that you're quite the junior golfer. So
Stud.
Yeah, you're a stud. So we'd love to chat about your junior golf career and where the passion for golf came from.
Passion of golf definitely came from my dad and my grandfather. And then kind of like everyone, I mean, I guess I just started at a younger age, but most people, once they kind of get addicted to golf, they get, fully addicted to golf. And for some, it's like a drug. And I guess for me, when I was younger, I was playing, 18, 36, 54, 72 holes a day, as many as I could play. And, I used to ride my bike to the golf course at 5:30 in the morning, even earlier, and get picked up at 10:30 at night, go home, watch the Golf Channel, play hacky sack to work on my hand-eye, and go back to the golf course at 5:30 the next day. And if it was chipping and putting, raining, shining, wind, whatever it was, it didn't matter. Because, I mean, I knew it was only open from, April till September. So I put in as much time as possible. And, kind of led into a really good junior career. The junior career was great. So, locally was, pretty much won everything. Provincially, I did the same thing. Canadian kind of went the same way. And I turned pro when I was 18. And, it was a good idea, maybe. It was actually, you know what? There's a lot of good to it and a lot of bad to it. I kind of went the Kevin Na route where he's like, yeah, if I do 4 years of playing pro, it'll get me ahead of playing 4 years in college. Well, now it's the complete opposite. You go do a couple years in college and you come out like one of these guys that just kills it. But I wouldn't be caddying today if I wouldn't have went and started playing pro so early. So I guess, playing golf so early kind of propelled me into everything kind of early-ish.
Alrighty, Dale.
If that makes sense to you guys.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. I mean, and I want to backtrack a little bit. It is in 2003, you qualified for the International Junior Masters held in New York. And you also won the Alberta Junior, what is that, Open? Was it Junior Champ?
Yeah, the Alberta Junior, whatever it was, yeah. State Junior, I guess, or Provincial Junior.
Yeah, so I guess my two questions are, how cool was that, one, going to the, Junior Masters, whatever it was, and then also winning the Juniors?
Well, the Juniors was sweet, but ultimately the big tournament I played in as a junior was the Junior America's Cup, which the Junior America's Cup is the, top 17 teams, 17 under, Alberta and BC are the only two Canadian teams in it, but it's the Pacific Coast Amateur, which is like the biggest Western amateur, in the North America, one of them. It's the junior version of that one. So yeah, New York was sweet, obviously going to play a match play event, but ultimately when I won the Junior America's Cup at Silver Springs in Calgary, that was for sure the highlight of my junior career. I mean, the guys, Daniel Summerhays won it before, Fred Couples played in it a bunch, like everyone played in it. Every single fucking person played in it. And I played in it a couple of years, played like shit the first year. And then the second year happened to play really, really well. Alberta Junior was awesome too. I shot 63 in the first or second round when I was like 15 years old.
Wow.
Missed a 2.5 footer on the last hole. Had everyone stopped watching. I actually had hit it in the water on 18 and it skipped out, stayed in the hazard, hit this 9-iron up there. It's like 2.5 feet, had a putt for 62 and missed it. But, that was, I guess that's what you do when you're 15.
Was that the putt, June 9th, 2003? The putt in the articles?
I don't know if that was the putt. Is there a putt in the articles?
This is what it's this is what it says. June 9th, 2003, the putt. You quoted, "I can't believe I missed it, but I am relieved to have one anyway."
Oh, that definitely would have been the putt. Oh no,
Picture Butte,
or it
Alberta.
had to have been the putt. I don't know, but I did miss a. Well, no, because the putt that I would have, you know, been the putt. I guess that was probably before this Junior America's Cup. The putt, yeah, I would have been relieved for winning that because, I mean, no one wins that at 15. I think Risden was probably the only other guy that did, but he had a great career also. Well, much better than my career. Mine's a caddy career now than a player career, but you can still have a great career caddying
Absolutely.
and eating hot dogs. Let me tell you, there's two things now.
Okay, I want to talk about some of the players you played with. Nick Taylor, Graham Dillette, James Lepp, Ryan Yep. Just talk about some of the guys that you played with that really pushed you to whether it was play harder or you had to play that much better, or just walk us through some of the guys you played with.
I played a lot. I started playing like provincial events and national events when I was 11 or 12 years old, 13 years old. So I was playing with guys, and a lot of the guys that, really did, were always 15, 16, other than Ryan Yip, but all those other guys, you didn't get to see them very much. But, Ryan Yip and I pushed each other. We used to be called Yip and Yap. We used to play everything together, stay together. We were, he would have been definitely one that pushed me. But ultimately kind of going through that all the way, like once I played on the Canadian tour and I was 18, 19 years old, and leading back to what I said earlier with I wouldn't be caddying if I wouldn't have started early. I started playing with James Hahn, Brendan Steele, Dillette, Rob Oppenheim. The list goes on the Canadian tour, and I got to play with a lot of those guys. And that's kind of how I started, the 19-year-old playing with the 23, 24, 20, meeting those guys. And, so yeah, I'm only 35 now, but I've also got 16 years pro experience, 17 years, almost 18 years pro experience leading back all the way to when I was 18, if it's caddying or playing. But, I used to push myself. My brother pushed me lots too. We always wanted to beat each other. We probably had a bad little rivalry. You always wanted to, probably weren't too excited for the other person to do well. You were, but you always wanted to beat your brother's ass, no matter if it was in throwing straws or having a mini putt contest, whatever it would be. You always want to beat your brother.
Yeah.
So that definitely, there would have been some there.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to talk about you going to pro at such a young age. It's so rare now. You missed out. You didn't go to college, but you did go down to South Carolina for grade 12. So do you think
I did?
Yeah. So do you think this was just like the next step just to get to the pro?
I kind of had I kind of had it in my mindset where I'd play junior, I'd play amateur, I'd play pro Canadian tour, I'd play web.com tour, I'd play PGA tour. I kind of felt like that was just how you would do it.
Yeah.
And I kind of did the amateur for not very long and was like, you know what, my schooling's not very good. I'm going to take this road. I have a bunch of opportunity with some guys that were really going to help me when I was young. And, I mean, again, you make decisions and you don't know if they're right or if they're wrong. I guess looking back, I would say that was probably the wrong decision. I probably should have went to school, but ultimately at the end of the day, it was the right decision because I wouldn't be here. But turning pro at 18, that's tough if you don't got everything dialed in. These guys that are 20-year-old that come out of college now are dialed. They've had their year or two. Like, I mean, obviously they're young, but if you're doing it on your own and young and don't have any experience, kind of, talent and, good golf can only take you so far. But if you're not doing everything, the right way, it's going to catch up to you. And there's so many good players out there that it definitely does catch up to you.
Yeah, so I want to talk about too, obviously playing pro and playing at 18. And I remember one tournament in specific, Dakota Dunes. You shoot 62, and a guy that helped me with my game for a lot of my junior career, Dean Brown. He remembers watching you, a 19-year-old, I believe you were, and he's like, "Who's this young punk that just shot 62 and set the record?" And Dino shot 268s in a trunk slam on the way home. He laughs about it, but just talking about your pro career playing, and shooting 62 and just like how hard is that grind? Because I mean, everyone shoots, 62 day in, day out now.
Yeah, and it all, that there's a big, everyone shoots 62. It's all, I mean, dependent on course and weather and whatever, but everyone's so much better now. Like the scores are still relatively the same to par, but you seem to see a lot of, like, tournament wise.
Yeah.
But you still seem to see a lot of low numbers. Obviously, on the mini tours, you're going to see a lot more than those than you're ever going to see on the PJ Tour. But that day in specific was funny. I had been playing really, really, really well for that little stretch. I had like 20 of 21 rounds under par or something, or par better at the time. And I went there and I had like a 2 p.m. tee time Thursday, and I walked down the range because I remember being away from there. I think maybe even took a shuttle there. Yeah, took a buggy down. And I walked up like, "How'd you play? And I'm like, "I shot 62." And they're like, "No shit." And I'm like, "I haven't even teed off yet. I'm last tee time." And I happened to made this eagle putt on 18 to shoot 62. And I remember the next day, it was blowing like 60 or 70K. And I necked it off the first tee and didn't make it to the fairway on the first hole and shot 75, which wasn't too bad, but it was, it humbled you really quick.
Absolutely. Okay, I want to jump around here. This is when I talked to Auntie, and she said, "Hey, you've been around the world, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Ireland, Japan twice. Which country did you like going to, the best, and where do you see the most success, or were you even worried about success playing in those different countries?"
For me, it wasn't playing, but for me, caddying, we've had quite a bit of success outside the country. We've been to a lot more than that. I've been to a lot of places with Abraham. We've happened to have a lot of success down in Australia. I mean, he's short. He's a shorter hitter, super straight, but plays fast golf really well, and that's what Australia is. So we've always had fun, always played well there. For me personally, where I really like to go and play, I've only been there a couple of times. Japan. I've been there 3 times. Japan's amazing. It's different, but it's really cool. I mean, every country's got a little different, the grass is different, the trees are different, the wildlife's different, the fucking wind is different, the water's different, everything's different everywhere. You gotta, I'm gonna adjust easier on, if I just got some ryegrass with some bent greens, let alone trying to, not growing up on Bermuda and trying to play on Bermuda grass and grainy shit and, dealing with all that crap. But so I'd like a nice private course in California or something.
Okay, here's a question. I don't know how often you get this message, but I get multiple texts, probably a week, asking me about you and how you got into caddying. So it's a 2-part question. People want to know how you got into it. I think, you've already kind of elaborated on that a little bit, but exactly how'd you get into it? And my second part is yards to meters.
Yeah, so first I started caddying. I was playing the Canadian Tour, and I'd been hanging out with some guys that were doing pretty well. And that last year I was playing Canadian Tour, I wasn't doing very well. And a buddy got an exemption into the web.com event in the old Gretzky tournament in Ontario, asked me to caddy for him, skipped the Dakota Tunes event, and went to caddy for him. He finished top 25, made a little bit of money, nothing crazy, but I'm like, God, this is easy. I'm like, this comes really easy to me, and it feels like there's a little bit less responsibility here. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it goes the other way. You have actually fucking way more responsibility. You just didn't realize it, but at the time when you're just getting into it, it's like, oh, well, whatever. So I did that. He asked me to do a couple more events, and I kind of packed it in. I wasn't doing very well, and if you're playing the mini tours, man, you are just spending cash. And yeah, you can play well, but you need to play really well. And a lot of people don't, there's been articles and, podcasts about people playing mini tour golf. But at the end of the day, I mean, it is hard. And, it's hard for a guy that I guess I had it 100%, that's all I ever wanted. But there was a lot of things I could have done to give myself a better chance. And I guess, I took everything that I knew into caddy and got an opportunity with the guy on the web.com. He was like 30th on the money list the year we started for Dustin Risden. I'd worked for this guy, Byron Smith. That's the guy that kind of got me into it, who I ended up having 3 different stints with, went to the tour with him one year. And, but it kind of just came to a point where I was like, you know what, I can make some money doing this. It's gonna be a little bit of time, but I'm definitely going to be good at this. And I kind of, I guess, my grandpa told me one time, he's like, you got a PhD in golf, son. He goes, you need to help. And I was like, all right, well, I ain't helping myself, so maybe I'll go try helping someone else. That's kind of how that went.
Okay, and I do want to ask next question for me, as I'm confused. How hard is it for you, maybe probably even starting out, but now it's probably easier, going from yardage to meters?
So how that works is, if on all these events that we go to, if you're in Europe, all their books are in meters always, but now they have availability where you get yards and meters, and the sprinkler head's going to be marked specifically for yards and meters. So unless you're working for an international player that uses meters, you're never going to have to convert that. Thankfully, it's, you get a chart, you put it in your yardage book, you got to be good at math. Thankfully, that's one thing I'm good at, is quick adding and subtracting, nothing more than that. Yeah, so you don't actually have to, unless you're working for a specific, European tour player or Australian guy that comes over and wants to be over here playing in meters. Well, then you have to do meters. But I'm all yards. My guy's in Celsius and yards.
Perfect. We're gonna continue on with the caddy talk. Can you give us your favorite caddy story, like from your experience?
I've been asked this so many times. I've probably told this different story every single time because I can't remember. But I mean, my favorite caddy story, even no matter what, however, thinking about it, is always going to be either playing with Tiger in the singles at the President's Cup, which might be his last one he ever plays, or obviously playing in the final group of the Masters Saturday and Sunday and gotten to watch Dustin Johnson win. And my boy obviously plays some amazing golf, but being there for the first time, I don't see how something can really top that. A good caddy story might be driving across the country 10 years ago when you could barely pay for gas and sleeping in a Walmart, but the caddy stories have changed a little bit lately, and the caddy stories, nothing's really going to compete too much to that. And playing golf with playing in Mexico at the WGC years ago when Tiger played his first tournament in Mexico, Abraham got an exemption to play in it, and it was Bryson, Tiger, and Abraham, and they played. He was like 260 in the world at the time, but we got to play with those guys. So one of those three stories would have been the best highlights of my caddying.
So you mentioned Tiger twice there, and like even his documentary, they mentioned like the Tiger aura that he has, like a championship.
Yeah, I don't even smoke cigarettes around him.
Could you feel that, or like throughout the course when he was playing?
Really?
I mean, yeah, of course you can. You can just, dude, he's Tiger, man. I mean, you just look at him. You just look at him and you look away. You kind of look, you're like, oh, is he looking at me, or is someone that he knows looking at me, or eventually you just, you're working with the guy. And I was fortunate enough to have been in his group 4 separate times at big events too, which was obviously amazing. I mean, he's everyone's childhood. I mean, half the people that probably listen to this play golf because of Tiger. You can say that worldwide. So, in any fashion, if you ever get to be in Tiger's group, you're going to see something cool. If it's not a putt or a chip or a story or a fan doing something or, whatever it is, it's going to be pretty special no matter what.
Okay, I have to clarify this. Is there a John Daly story that involves you?
And there is a John Daly story. There is. Who told you that?
I got my.
We played with John Daly at the Napa tournament last year, or the year before, I can't remember. And he was in a cart. And we got done hole 9, and we were going to 10. And he's like, and I'm like, yeah, you getting a Coke? He's like, yeah, I'm getting a Diet Coke. And we get up there, and there was none in there. I'm like, fuck me. I'm like, you can't. There's nothing in here. There's just water. And he drives up. We're halfway down the fairway, and he drives up, and he goes, here, buddy. And he pours half a Diet Coke in a glass with ice and gives it to me. And I drank some Diet Coke with John going down the fairway. So that was sick. That, the guy that smokes cigs and drinks pops like me, that's going to be pretty cool no matter what.
Absolutely. Okay. You kind of touched on talking about the President's Cup. What was it like, I guess? I mean, obviously Abe, everyone that doesn't understand sports essentially was like, oh, he's calling out Tiger. No. He wants to play the best player in the world, and I respect that every day of the week. What was, over those 4 days, maybe your best part or favorite part of the President's Cup?
The best part, yeah, and the interview with all that stuff, that was just taken out of context. So anyone would want to play Tiger, exactly. Probably, being part of the team thing and meeting all these guys that you've always been, buddies with, kind of, but once you kind of got into the team aspect and everything, for 4 or 5, 6 days together, you got to hang out and then see those guys play so well that, it was, Abraham was playing amazing, but, he made putts and putts after putts after putts. We were 5 down and to Fowler and Thomas, and they tied him. And, we played Tiger in the match in the final singles and lost, but he still ended up making, there's so many different things that were incredible. And, the week seemed to go by super, super quick. You wish you would be, when it was Friday, you wish it was still Thursday. But probably being in the team aspect and everything and meeting some guys that I'm now good buddies with just because of that, but I would have never been a part or never would have been really good buddies with. And, I got some new favorite golfers and some new buddies and then to see them guys play so well and Abraham played so well, obviously, I mean, that just speaks for itself because that was incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, besides the President's Cup, what's your favorite memory to date on the PGA Tour? Anything?
Well, probably when they called his name Sunday at the Masters when we were in the final group and they called his name and you looked out onto the fairway and you're like, geez, here we go. And, you didn't know. You never know what you're going to have at any time. You never know. I knew he was going to always give it his best. But,
yeah,
you call his name and you can look out that fairway and you're like, God, this is going to be fun, man. Like, no matter what happens, this is going to be amazing. So that probably, and they announced his name in Mexico when Tiger first played. That was a pretty cool feeling, too. There was guys hanging in the trees. I know that's the same type of story, but those two would be. I mean, when there's people hanging in the trees and the roars were 50-50 for Abraham and Tiger, that was pretty cool to see too. I was with Abe when he was back like 800th in the world all the way up to like 20th. So, there's kind of cool little things all the way, but when he called his name at the Masters, I mean, that was probably, history was made, right? There was a lot of history being made throughout the week by him being Mexican and doing so well and all that. But I mean, I'll be able to look back at that and be like, man, that was probably the coolest thing ever. I hope to have many more of those, but maybe we can talk about another time when I've got more.
It'd be a hell of an experience.
Okay, I want to talk about your bro, Ryan. You spent a lot of time with him on the golf course together growing up. What was it like grinding, every day as you're playing with each other on the course, playing for whether it was a $5, a milkshake or a hot dog, whatever. And let's not forget, your bro's a good golfer too.
Oh yeah, he was really good. He was ranked number 1 junior in Canada when all those guys that you mentioned earlier. He was
2001
number 1 in Canada. And he played good college. He played good everything. He played decent at the Canadian Tour. He was 3 years older than me, and we just pushed each other. There was always a little jealousy. There was also a lot of love. There's also a lot of, I can't believe you beat me, the younger brother, or, going whatever, and then going both ways. But, ultimately at the end of the day, it would have helped us both. And we got to travel around the country. We got to travel around in his little Corolla and, try to make a little bit of money and play some sweet courses along the way. And, again, that's another story I'll be able to look back at. A lot of people never been able to drive around the country multiple years in a row with their brother doing something they love. So I'll never forget that also. I know he won't either.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we're going to talk about the pork missile and the hot dog reviews now. As we know, this past year it's taken off, and we just want to know, where did that all come from and what made you ride with it?
Yeah, I don't know. I started playing a lot of golf again like a year and a half ago. I took a long time off, and then I started playing a lot of golf, and I've always crushed hot dogs for the last 30 years, and like every time, no matter what. Yeah, exactly. I've actually been losing weight somehow. I have no idea, but I was doing them just for fun on my story and just, jokingly like, yeah, I rate the golf course as how the dog is. And I'd be like, oh, B+. If I was playing like shit, I would just joke about it, whatever. They'd only be 15, 20, 30 seconds long. And then some people are like, hey, you got to do this. And it was a lot of perfect timing. Let me tell you that when I was doing them, and then all that stuff with the Masters and Barstool and all that stuff was like a perfect storm for a guy, like for what I was doing. And it was meant to be fun. And I ended up had thought of pork missile a long time ago, and I'd never said it. And I was like, well, once this started going, I'm like, I got to wait one time until I see a dog that is huge compared to the bun, and I'm just going to drop it, and I'm going to subtly drop it because I didn't want it sounding like, pork missile sounds like a little sexual. I didn't want it for people to think the other way. And I was like, whatever. And I asked a bunch of people before, and they're like, yeah, no, man, that's fine. And I subtly dropped it, and it happened to be at Abraham's home course, and it just happened to be that way. And as soon as I said it, it just steamrolled, and then everything led into the mask, like with all that crap right after the fact, and then Barstool picking it up, and then everyone else loving it, and then some good reviews, and And then I patented or I trademarked that pork missile thing so that I could do whatever I want with it. And I'm going to try to.
That's awesome. Okay, well, this is now off to our segment called Questions from the Gallery, Dale. And every time you're thinking about eating a hot dog or having a smoke or a Coke, it's time you start using Bruche. Brushing your teeth with care. Throw away the classic dental brush and starting brushing with Bruche. Cleaner teeth, cleaner tongue, everything you can think of. Check them out on social media at Bruche on IG and Twitter. That's at BRUUSH. Time to brush those teeth. You filthy animal.
I can smell your breath. I can smell your breath from here. Are you using it?
No, I had to use my Bic one today. My Bic toothbrush. Okay, that was good. That was a good chirp. Okay, remember, it's my show.
Well, you play hockey. We can chirp here, bud. Come on.
Yeah, this is good. I like it. Well, there's also well, I can't even chirp now because this is actually the most questions we've had for a guest.
Okay, bring them on.
There's a lot of questions here. Trent Matson had a few. There's about 30 questions. A lot were kind of similar. Okay. We're gonna go one for one here. I'll go first. Trent Matson, and by the way, thanks a lot, Trent, for all the information on this guy named Dale. Trips with your uncle Mike and Trent heading to BC for an MJT event. At the time, it was the Western Canadian Junior Golf Tour. You guys would stop and get candy bags, like $20 worth, and Dale and Mike would eat the whole thing by the time we got to Cranbrook. It was crazy. Remember that?
Yeah, Bruce wasn't around then, so that's we were eating $20 worth of candy bags back then.
All right,
that is true. I tried to sneak one extra in there. They were like $20.05.
There's another one from Chet. He said the stories of Dale at Connaught are legendary. He said that one time he told me he met a young kid on the putting green looking to putt for money and didn't want to play, but the kid kept harassing him.
Oh, yeah. And I beat his ass down.
Do you know who that was?
And then you had to buy me a milkshake.
Do you know who that player was?
That player was me.
No, Terry Zachary.
Oh, Terry Zachary. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that was caught off guard there then. Yeah, I definitely know who Terry is. I've played golf with Terry. Yeah. A good old Medicine Hat boy. I thought that was my move.
Well, yeah, no, you challenged him to putt, and then he was like,
"Oh, challenge Terry to putt."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I challenged everyone. So if you would have mentioned any name that sent a question with anything, I would have definitely challenged them.
All right. One of our sponsors of our show, Josh Beaudry, Birch Supply. Which course has the best dog?
Well, I just put up my top 20 list about 30 minutes before this podcast started, before we're doing it. So Masters was number one. The Houston Oaks, I think, is leading the pack. Besides that, locally, the Paradise Valley Par 3 is kicking ass. I'm actually going to stick away from doing anything other than golf courses from now on. Those other ones are just stupid. So it was all based around golf courses. I'm going to stick to golf courses from here on out.
All right. Next one is from Cole Melrose.
My other cousin.
Family. This is very family oriented.
Yeah. He asked, "Are you allowed to rip a dart at any time during a tournament?"
Yeah, I can rip a dart anytime. The only guy that can't tell me to rip a dart is your pro. So obviously, there's a lot of guys you wouldn't work for because they ain't gonna take that shit. But I mean, if you get a guy that doesn't mind, oh yeah. Well, I mean, do you think Tiger wants you ripping a dart beside him?
Maybe he's having one. That's true.
Yeah.
I guess
He might be. Well, whoever is. Now, Abe's been pretty good about that. I obviously don't smoke it on the tee boxes when everyone's in an area. I try to light it when I leave the tee. Every once in a while, if a guy just dips in his pocket and grabs one, doesn't think about it. But you can have one. You should be a little bit more, like not let people see as much. Yeah. You don't want to put it up in there and like, hey guys, I'm smoking Camels over here. The guys are yelling at you all the time. If you smoke cigarettes, guys in the gallery, they yell at you all the time.
Wow. Gee, well, that's funny because my dad today was like, "Where do you put the butts?" He goes, "Does he put them in the hole?"
Yeah, I should. No, I empty the tobacco out onto the ground, step on it, and put the butt in my caddy bib or in a bottle.
Wow, respectful.
So there's never one butt on the ground.
Leave a butt in Augusta or what?
Yeah.
You're the final group of the Masters? Absolutely.
Walking up 18.
Flip it out.
So that'll answer a lot of people's questions because a lot of people have asked me that and I never said anything. So that is actually how.
Okay, I like that. Okay, from our home here at Divots, they want to know biggest money game you've ever seen or been a part of on the course.
I don't know, I was in it one time. I was in a group. I don't know whatever. I don't want to say the names just because, but we're in a group and a guy goes, "Yeah, $10,000 hole in ones," and the guy that said $10,000 hole in one made a hole in one, and it was a foursome, and they all got their money within a day or two. But that in a money game situation, I mean, the guys are only playing for, we're not playing with Phil Mickelson, but that was 40 grand, I guess.
Wow. Wow, that's unreal.
Like set it on the tee and then he made the hole in one, and then and it was like, what the fuck.
All right, next question's from Bob Friesen. He says, how do you eat a dog with no condiments?
In the same way.
Because it's you want to know how good the dog is. The condiments are like, they're masking the dog. You could throw a bunch of onions and a bunch of shit on there and then you don't even know what the dog tastes like. You do a pizza review, you do a basic review. We're not doing a hot dog / onion / mayo / mustard / bacon review. So
they all
just
review.
I eat it as fast as I can and chug a pop.
Okay, from Chris Wazelich. Why did you
That's
throw
Wazelich?
Wazelich, yep.
Oh yeah.
He goes, why did you throw French fries at the kid at McDonald's in Buenos Aires? Buenos Aires. Wow.
Yeah.
Way off.
We were playing a Canadian tour event down there together, and this little kid came by and asked for my pop, and I was like, no, dude. And whatever. We were sitting in McDonald's, and he came back later, like a couple minutes later, and he grabbed my pop and started to run with it. And I had three large French fries all put on the side, and I grabbed a whole handful and I threw them at him as hard as I could. I was so pissed.
It's like Happy Gilmore. That's like Happy Gilmore and the guy's banging him in the hammer. Or
From the cake.
Yep, exactly.
What drink did you have? Remember what kind of pop?
Just a Coke.
No. Are you a Pepsi guy or Coke guy?
I can kind of switch it up. It just depends if it's Coke or if it's a can or if it's fountain or if there's just all depends.
Before Turner jumps in here, maybe we'll do this. We'll do a business thing. You can take the patent on Black Gato, and we'll sign a what's that word? Royalty deal.
Royalty. What's Black Gato?
Pepsi.
Well, what do you call that?
Black Gato. It's a Black Gatorade. It's literally the same as the Gatorade. Just it's called Pepsi.
Oh wow, that must be a Saskatchewan thing.
Okay, moving on.
Might be.
Moving on. Let's go.
Next one's from Tori Coughlin. He asked any doozies about the downer in Niagara Falls.
No, we got no comment there. That's a strip club.
Tori. Wow. All right.
Good try, Tori.
Cade Johnson. He's a stutter on here in Saskatchewan. Good player. How many shots would you save an average golfer if you caddied for them, i.e. myself?
What's his handicap?
He's probably a plus. No,
a plus. I'd probably say
that was me, i.e. myself. He's I don't know, probably a plus. He's just saying average golfer.
An average golfer. So if you shot 85 and you listened the full way along, I mean, I could definitely the first day probably save you a couple, but it would take you a little time to understand how to, course management. Course management starts from, your first tee shot. It doesn't just mean laying up on par fives isn't just course management. There's a lot of other stuff involved.
Yeah.
Guys, there's a lot of guys, there's guys that shoot 86, 87, 88, and, they just, because they have to rely on certain clubs, so they just use that club all the time. But, definitely a couple shots for sure. For sure.
Awesome. All right. This question's for me, actually. This summer, I'm going to be caddying for Coach at the Mid-Am here. I've never done it before.
Nice.
Any tips or anything I should avoid while being out there with him?
Get out of the way.
Avoid him throwing clubs at you from getting pissed off.
Here comes the putter.
But make sure you show up an hour early, have a couple snacks in the bag, check the weather, get the waters ready, get the clubs clean, maybe re-grip his clubs before you start the week. Figure out a couple of how he likes to, what he hits all his shots, so you have an idea, so you're not just guessing. keep the conversation less than more. All of a sudden, just because he has a caddy and he knows his buddy doesn't mean you talk about a golf shot for a minute. You still keep it down to that, 5, 10, 20 seconds. You don't just change anything. So try to keep his game the exact same as it would be with helping him, if that makes sense.
Do you want to ask Danny's question now?
Danny?
He didn't want to ask that question because he knew it comes into play with his current job on the bag. Danny's a stud too. So by the way, Danny's the guy that you met in at the golf course there in
yeah.
Anyhow.
He asked, will you be on the bag for Drew at the Saskam?
Will I be on the bag? When is the Saskam, Drew?
July 6th to 9th. Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Not far from Ed Hat.
It isn't far. We'll talk.
I'll still find a way to lose from him, sure. So okay, where are we at here? Oh, here's a good one. Nope. Yes, Torrey Coughlin. What was it like going Tiger and singles, President's Cup?
The best thing of all time. Just leave it strictly just at that. You get to watch the GOAT up and personal for 4 hours. My guy played good, but it's just you got to just watch how he thinks and how he moves around and just everything.
Okay, here's one for you. What is different in your caddy book or even Abe's book? Like, what do you guys have differently? And like, I know Jared Dutois has like, every number is a hockey player or whatever. He knows like 54s. What a bad example. 58s. Chris the Tang. He's hitting the Tang or whatever it is. Like, what is different in your guys' yard books?
Not much. Abe doesn't carry one. I just carry one. So he carries a greens book. I carry the yards book. I keep it pretty simple. We get a basic. We don't get a basic game plan. We get a game plan and we stick to the game plan. If it's we look at the wind throughout the week, and if it's southwest, northeast, well, to this pin at this wind, you play it here for this pin. If you do it this way, and you just got a couple different notes, and we're a basic kind of target number guy, and we both hit similar. We don't hit it similar. Fucking, that's not to say we do not hit it similar. We both see golf similar with wind and lies, and he's kind of, so it just makes it easy that way. I know, but
so Dale, like when you do those things, like when you guys show up to a golf tournament, like one, do you guys stay in the same hotel, like different rooms, but do you guys have like a team meeting, before a round? Hey, let's do this and this.
No. Abe's got a pretty small team, but no, generally I'm probably 50-50 with him. I've been 50-50, hotel or my own place or whatever over time. And no, I mean, if he had anything to say, he would, we were in a team group chat, and we, everything was pretty open. You talk to the guy every single day. You're with him. So
yeah,
not really, there's not much really, oh, hey man, guess what happened last night? It doesn't happen very, it's never going to be, hey, guess what happened last week? I've already just spent 10 days with you. So there's not a lot of surprises. The surprises is me not being there anymore.
What do you say?
I said the only surprise that's come upon is me not being there anymore.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I had a good question here lined up. Lost it.
That happens.
Oh, oops. Hey, what about, did you like, not, you probably liked it. It's probably funny. When Abe said you're kind of the mixture of Zach Galifianakis and the caddy from Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that's what he would say. That's exactly what he would say.
Bad combo though.
It's a good combo. Okay,
yeah.
You more?
I'm done.
You're good. Okay, I have one last question for Dale. I don't want to keep it too long. It's kind of a question we do to all these, pros, celebs, whatever sport they're in. One thing you could tell a junior golfer, boy or girl, what you have to do to make it as a professional golfer, athlete, just PGA, LPGA, whatever. Just elaborate on that for us.
Well, for starters, only do it if you want to do it. Don't have anyone else have you doing it just because. That'd be number one. And then honestly, it's, power of mind. If you think you can do something, you can probably do it, but you're going to have to put a lot of work into it. And, never be lazy, especially when you're young, because, there's not a lot of stories where, oh, this guy just got good at 28. These guys are going to be pretty good starting early. So you're going to know. And that just comes down to hard work. And it's just hard work and, learning through mistakes and learning through, a lot of things. But if you think you can do something, you can do it. I'll tell you. Don't let anyone tell you can't do something either.
Awesome. Well, this has been fun today, Dale. Obviously, we hope we can do this again down the road. Obviously, we're always rooting for you as we have our Abe flag there.
Love it. Love it.
Bethpage Black. Yep. Yeah, we want to do this again down the road. We're hoping that you're back on his carrying his bag, winning golf tournaments. And yeah, man, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, boys.
All right. See you, DV.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
There it is, episode 69 with Dale Vallely, my cousin, and it feels like these two guys cousins as well, long lost cousins. Dale loved it on the intro. I said that to him. What's so funny?
No, just laughing. I'm thinking about the pork missile hats and the
yeah.
dog father hats. I ordered one.
One snap.
Can I give him a free?
Sure,
a
absolutely.
shout-out?
We didn't even talk about that, to be honest.
You didn't?
No.
Didn't-
Well, we talked about like the pork missile, but we didn't. Did he ask where? No, he didn't ask where he wanted this.
Just go on his Instagram and you'll see like the merch line that he's got in his bio.
Yeah.
I got a hat coming, the dog father hat. So that'll be a good golf course hat.
Yeah, he is the dog father. They're sick hats. Great dude. My cousin, obviously, so it's a lot of fun. But
I wasn't here for that one, but how'd you guys like it? How's Dale? There
yeah,
it is.
thoughts, sir.
He's just a beauty. Like, he's just one of the boys. He loved hanging out with us. But he kept Drew on his toes. He bodied him a few times.
Oh, yeah,
carved
I
him.
see it.
It's good.
Yeah.
It was, what did he say? And I actually did a Bruce shot. He's like, what are you talking about? I can smell your breath through the camera.
I feel like you'd be a great guy just to get.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Keep going.
I feel like you'd be a great guy just to get after it with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he just a good dude in person and all around. I think.
Yeah.
He smokes darts. Remember, it's kind of cool. He broke that news. He's like, because I asked, I said, where do you throw your cigarette butts? Like, the ones you done? He goes, I empty the tobacco on the ground and then in the bib.
Nice.
It's definitely smell like smoke all day though.
Yeah. Darts.
Remember he said that about Tiger? He's like, I don't even smoke around Tiger.
He said Tiger's the only one who he doesn't smoke around.
And
And
it-
if guys ask him not to, but
Yeah. And then you asked him about it, like the aura of around Tiger.
yeah.
And Dale's like, hell yeah. He's like, even when I'm looking at him, I'm not sure if I should look back at him and be like, that guy looking at me? Someone looking at me? So Tiger's legit.
Yeah. Very
and he's coming-
intimidating.
Dude, he's got to be coming back. Thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, that picture that just came out with him and his dog. Dude, he's jacked.
Yeah, he's ripped.
His forearms are the size of my quads.
He's in the hospital still fucking doing
Yeah.
bench press or what?
working out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he legit. I don't know.
Doesn't even look like he
6
was in the
months.
hospital. Yeah.
6 months, I think he's back.
I hope he
playing.
comes back and he just wins everything.
Wins. Yeah, I think if he wins one more time, he sets a record.
Yeah.
It's 82 wins.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him get it. But, anyways, Dale, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me, guys. No, I was kidding. No, yes. Thanks a lot, Dale. We'll do it again down the road. We can't wait to. I'm losing sound in my ears, but we don't really need it. It's fine. He'll be on the bag soon. We're gonna watch him. We're Team Abe. Team Answer. Is my mic even on right now? You guys hear me? You guys hear me at all? Hello? You guys hear me?
Check
Boink. We're dealing with some headphone issues, but I did want to ask you guys before we end the show. If someone has a booger in their nose, like one of the ones that are like sitting there, and you like see them and you talk to them for like more than 30 seconds, are you an asshole?
If you don't tell him,
If you don't tell
Yeah.
me.
depends what your relationship is with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
No,
Were you supposed to pick it for him or what?
no, you go, hey buddy,
Hey, just hold still here. let me
there's
get in these.
there's a booger there. Like here's this or something.
I mean, he could. I think it depends how bad it is.
Okay, I just legit. I feel like sometimes I have friends.
Why did that
that'll
happen
be
to you
like-
today?
No,
Was that
actually
me?
no.
Was it me?
I came home yesterday from work and I was in the mirror. And went, oh, how long is that in there all day? It was just hanging in there. I think you should tell the person. Definitely, you should tell the person.
Fair enough.
I think just honest. Like, hey man, like
I don't think they won't feel bad about it.
No.
They shouldn't.
just blow your nose.
They just pick your boogers every once in a while.
It's a great way to end the episode, eh?
Yeah,
I love it.
That's my rant. Missed it earlier, but is what it is. Everyone else, this has been fun. Turner's back again. Appreciate it for coming on again.
Yeah. Thanks for covering me there last week. So,
No problem, boys.
Danny H. We're happy to have Danny back in the saddle here. He's here.
I'm
Danny
back.
H.
I'm back.
The picking machine. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, boys.
Everyone else out there on YouTube, in my ears or in your vehicles right now on iTunes and Spotify, subscribe, like us, check us out. Have a great Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Whatever day you listen to the podcast, check it out. Yeah, let us know how you think. Peace. Subscribe below. See ya.